Action! Hey everybody, welcome back to Chicago Reacts Movies and TV. My name is Michael. I'm an actor here in the city of Chicago, and I am joined by the ever brilliant, the always talented, the one, the only
Zach, right back at it. Also an actor in the city of Chicago. Welcome back, guys. For us, it's been almost a month since we've gotten our Witcher fix. So to be back at it is really exciting. Today, in particular, we're doing episode 5. Turn Your Back.
I'm so excited. I'm just so pumped.
Don't you ever turn your back on me.
I'll never turn my back on you. I love you and your glasses, man, by the way. You've been wearing them more often, and I think you look good. I'm just saying.
I have. This is my cozy day. I didn't even bother putting in contacts or anything because it's Witcher Day.
Yeah.
It's Witcher Day.
Hey, if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything else, and leave a comment in that comment section down below. Also, consider checking us out on Patreon so you can see the entire unedited episode.
If you're on Patreon, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
We appreciate your support. That is why we can do this. And we're so... Man, I've been loving watching The Witcher. So good.
All right, well, let's want to get right into it.
I want to get right into it.
Isn't this how last episode ended? I think it was, right? Because we ended with the bard singing.
Yeah.
And we ended with the Witcher teleporting here.
Yeah.
I'm remembering it now.
Because he's gotta find the monoliths, and our friend here is gonna take him there.
Yes.
I think
under normal circumstances we would have remembered that, but it has been the better part of 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So it's a little. It's coming back.
It's coming back. It's coming back. Very conveniently.
Yeah. And I'm not.
What?
I'm trying to remember, because I know last Dandelion was he got him onto the boat, but then didn't he get into a fight or get distracted? I don't know if something happened with him. But he's back at the hub, so all right.
My theory is that they were nesting in the subterranean structure for years, which might explain the unique mutations.
he's just like, okay, that's some shit. That's some shit. All right.
Yeah. Let me process that.
All right, hold on, because my life just lives at a fucking 180 right now, but I'm gonna handle it well with this Witcher right here. And that purple looks so good too. They really did good on the editing there.
It's not as low profile though as it suggests.
Yeah, we had this discussion when he escaped with what's the other guy's name? The one that's C.
Yes. Why am I forgetting all these names? Amir.
Kahir, right?
Kahir. Yeah. Oh, Kahir. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we were joking about in the last episode when they show up into a town where they're trying to keep a low profile in purple and bright green robes, dude. They're the only robed people.
I know. It's lovely because that she walks off into the crowd. It's like, I know who the main character is still, but it's so funny. It looks great though.
It does.
Why don't you tell me more about this moment?
I watched my men die, waiting for the final blow to destroy us. But now, Ciri's here, and you arrived too.
This is such a great example too of a subplot within a show where this is they do such a good job of every character having their own motivations, their own drive, their own. And now that Vesemir's discovered his through Ciri, it's just so cool because it just complicates the whole plot that much more, but in a very tangible, real way, and that's what leads to good, entertaining shows and television.
Well, it's cool to see how they've expanded the role of Vesemir and the difference Well, in the video game, Vesemir's there. Like, he's a companion for Geralt. In the book, he's less of a consistent figure. But it's very cool to see. Yeah, they're weaving in all of these different storylines that are really, really well tied together.
Yeah.
You know, and I think we've talked about this as watching in previous years, but the pacing is really good when they choose to jump between storylines.
Right. And it's
they did a good job in the editing and pulling those story pieces together.
Yeah, it's really smart, and it really does like keep the flow of the, like, you get all these interesting storylines, but it never puts the flow of the series as a whole into jeopardy, in my opinion, even in like the slightest. It's like everything is so seamless, and how like the bud of one story actually starts in another, but then it progresses in this very natural way. Yeah. And yeah, so far The Witcher is doing a really good job of that, which only like further increases your investment into the characters and their development and their storylines. Yeah. So I just thought that was really cool, because we've seen like Vesemir already kind of go through some shit in these first 4 episodes with the death of what was it? See, guys, this is
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
The guy who was
the soft eyes, the guy who was murdered by
destroyed by the Lycan.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and that already felt like such a big
something with an E.
Esker.
Yes. We even asked you to rate this on Eskers. We were gonna find it.
Guys.
Hey, that was like 2 months ago for us, so you got to give us a little bit of slack.
No, it was Eskel.
It
was Eskel, wasn't it?
Eskel.
Yeah,
it was Eskel.
It was Eskel. It was Eskel.
Damn it, Eskel. Yeah, it was Eskel.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
I'm gonna see that. Okay.
Yeah, it's very fun. I mean, we can picture the person.
Yeah, we know. And guys, we're fans of The Witcher, so like, cut us a break here. It just is how we have to watch these. It's just not very forgiving sometimes.
Yes.
So, okay.
Such a shame you can't be useful. See, people think chaos comes from nothing, but that's wrong. Now, to draw it, you need a sword.
Yo, the guy gives off young Gary Oldman vibes. To me, the guy playing Rance. Yeah, he even like kind of looks like him a little bit. He looks almost like a young Sirius Black or something.
Yeah, he looks familiar. I'm trying to see if I can recognize him from something. Maybe it'll come to me.
Also, Yeskiel's a really good liar. Like, that was a really convincing plea. Yeah. I just gotta say.
This is my wife. She has nothing to do with this. Please let her go.
If you know what's good for you, you'll leave.
If you knew what's good for you, you'd shut the fuck up.
No, please don't hurt. Just leave her alone, please. She's done nothing.
All right, dude, that was part of the language, but that was fucking sick.
Yes, that was epic.
That was really good acting by the two of them in that situation.
I mean, that scene was so good, though. I mean, that's
what's amazing is that was two characters acting. There were two actors acting as characters who were acting.
Got some acting section going on. Yeah. No, that was very fun. I love. I mean, the drama in that scene was great. I love the tension, and the whole time you're waiting for Yen to show up, and
and she shows up.
Oh yeah, she does.
She shows up, bro. All right.
With a vial of your blood, we could protect generations to come.
How are you so sure it will work?
I'm not.
I'll do it. On one condition. You have to test it on me first.
Come.
What the fuck, man?
Warriors now.
They only like 1 in 10 children survive the mutagens.
Right, but doesn't she already have the blood? So I guess I'm a little bit confused.
I don't think that guarantees that she will survive.
Were there were Witchers exclusively human?
Yeah.
Interesting.
They were often taken as like orphans who were taken, or,
right. No,
or people would sell their kids.
I remember that, but
I mean that's what happened to.
Is there anything?
Geralt.
Is there anything in the stories or the lore suggests that there could be like an elven witcher or a dwarven witcher? Or like, how cool would that be, dude? That's like a whole nother world and plot that's just existing there.
I don't think in the lore. I think they're all taken from men, but I don't know.
You see what I'm saying, right? Like, oh my god, you can see it now. Like investigators of what's going on.
I mean, I don't know. Well, that's not why he's wanting, like, not sure that will happen. She's just not sure if she would survive.
Right. No. Right. I get that. That they did a good job of expressing his fear.
Yeah. That image. That
was
one
very
image
dark. Yeah. It was
like,
very like, whoa. All right.
Yeah. And so I don't know. But there's a lot more with Siri that.
Oh, right.
This is only the beginning.
Historians have always theorized the monoliths are scars from a conjunction, leftover points of impact.
Yes, I have read books before.
Now think about it, monsters didn't exist on this plane before the...
That was so passive-aggressive. Yes, I've read books before.
And in Geralt's voice, dude, like if I was Istrid, I would just never talk again. I would just never speak again.
I've read books before. That's so funny.
Jesus,
I mean, I don't know if that's how it was intended to sound, but it felt so passive aggressive.
Oh,
man.
Yeah, baby.
Conjunction. It all speaks.
This way, run.
His coat's so cool. I want a yes, yo.
Yes.
What does that have to do with monsters?
It wasn't a conjunction. At least not how we've been thinking. The other spheres didn't merge. They collided, then separated again.
If the original spheres are still out there somewhere, and our monoliths are calling to them, then the monsters aren't new, they're just new to here. And they're using our monoliths as gateways.
Isn't it interesting how that was like such a short exchange, right?
Yeah.
And how they decided to edit that, how they put series portion, long portion before that, and then return to the monoliths for that little 40-second scene. Like, it's amazing just how far, like, how much the editing of a show actually works.
Yeah.
Because I would be so interested to compare like the original shooting script for this series and like see
and
what lined up with
how
what,
it,
and then yeah,
because that little scene, like, it's just enough to like leave you with like anticipation,
right.
Like what is Siri gonna see next,
mm-hmm.
but also gives you a little like flavor of this discovery. I mean, it sort of sets up like we've had this anticipation building. Now we get discovery. I imagine discovery again
here,
and then I wonder if something's going to happen with Yen too. Like, I'm curious if she's going to get her magic back. I don't know how long it's going to be before she can use it, but that voice that Yen is hearing is also the voice that Siri is hearing.
Right.
So I wonder if there's a connection.
Right.
No, or at least it sounded similar to me. I don't know what your thoughts are. But...
No, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like it, like shows aren't as simple as they appear. Like how much goes into the post production and the editing is just something that this show has really made me think a lot about.
Yeah, like the pacing and they're really tying many storylines together.
Many storylines. I mean, like many storylines.
Yeah.
It's just really cool, and they also do such a good job where like the timing works out as such too, where like everybody is in such different places. So it also keeps it keeps the show new as it's happening. You know, you have Yen and Yaskiel in the city, in the town, and then you have Vesemir and Triss and Ciri at Kaer Morhen, and then you have now Geralt and Istrid at the Monolith, and so it just leads to this very cool exploration of all these 3 different environments that all the characters are into.
Yeah.
I came to Sintra because I thought someone might be here. A woman. Yennefer.
They're both also lovers of Yennefer.
Oh. Out of Vangerberg. After she burned through Nilfgaard's army and saved the continent, we should all be praising her name.
Yen's alive.
That piece of information had to come to Geralt eventually, and I thought that was actually really well placed. In the monolith crack, come on.
By the other person who's in love with her.
The world will die amidst frost and be reborn of the new sun. Reborn of elder blood, of the seed that has been sown.
Oh, shoot.
No one can stop it. Not even him.
I think a portal might have just opened.
It looks like a Stellacite bat. That's exactly what it does.
Fuck. Dang.
If I know anything about Blue in this show,
I
he's
know.
in trouble, dude.
I'm waiting for...
He's in trouble, man.
That thing gonna come back to life?
I don't know.
Or is he gonna find something?
He's gonna find some of them. Something's gonna happen.
He's gonna understand the lineage. That shot. That's so cool. That looks so awesome.
We had a brief glitch there.
I'm guessing we got some hot stairs. We can reenact it.
Some hot.
Cool. In case you missed it, that's what was happening.
Yeah.
I'm the key to you getting your power back. And a great deal more than that. All you have to do is deliver me to the right lock. A shattered black door just outside Sintra.
This is interesting now, because now there's there's going to be so much morality and stuff at play in the remaining episodes of the season. This episode to me was probably the best one. This to me felt like the tipping point where things are very clearly now in the direction towards an apex, right?
Yeah, the puzzle. We learned a lot in the episode.
Yeah.
Puzzle pieces are starting to come together.
Yes.
So yeah, very, very interesting. I mean, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Again, it's wild some of the differences between this and the book, and obviously we're still playing the game,
right?
On Chicago Plays, check it out,
right?
But yeah, I mean, this question of is Yennefer going to? What is she going to do to get her powers back? What is Cahir going to do now that he's back? We have so many
right.
It's we sort of see where the story is going, but we still don't know how it's going to play itself out. So it's very
even down to
fascinating.
Even think about Vesemir's conflict in that episode, right? He went from hopeful to feeling like he is completely misunderstood to having arguably his best creation, his son, be disappointed in him. That look that Geralt gave him was
that scene
awesome. And
with him and Ciri, with Geralt and Ciri, went right when Geralt got back. I thought that scene was beautiful. Like that scene, like to me, I think we're seeing much more of Geralt as the father, like, which we've been seeing this whole season, but like that to me was like such an emotional scene in establishing that relationship of like, he is her father figure, her guardian, and cares about her, and also cares about the truth, and that's tough because she has so much pressure on her that like she wants to know everything and be involved, and he's still trying to protect her. So there's that conflict there.
But even thinking about like Vesemir too, in that sense, like now he's arguably like a grandfather, and he's the one who, if anything, I have more sympathy actually for Vesemir's story in this episode, because like it's so hard when you get so hopeful about something, especially when you're talking about survival and your people, because it's very much mirrored to like to Yennefer and what Yennefer wants, and like all she wants to do is survive, and she wants to, but her ideal version of surviving is to be able to carry a child, right? And that's mirrored in kind of Vesemir's, like he sees Witchers as his children.
Well, and so I mean, he's raised. I mean, look, you have flashbacks of Geralt surviving,
right?
You know, and how like hard that was. Like the loss of the children that didn't make it weighs heavily on him, and you see that. But also the loss of these Witchers that he's raised, who return every year, and every year have fewer and fewer people return, knowing that they died some way, over the last year. I think that's like so. You see that pain in him more,
right? There's way more philosophy and psychology of relationships and decision making, like in this, than I realized. And when you actually take a second to like stand back and look at the parallels, like I'm starting to draw the parallels again more to Vesemir and Yennefer, and like you have Vesemir who did carry children, like in a way, like he did get to create that, and now he's dealing with a sense of hopelessness because it's impossible. It's something that's in blood. And Yennefer has never carried a child, but you're seeing that sympathy. You're feeling sympathy in a very different way now, because she's Vesemir, but she never even got to enjoy a child in the first place. So Vesemir is also dealing with like him seeing Geralt develop into the Witcher, the man that I think he deep down loves and respects, but he's also balancing that with the grief of not being able to do that for anybody else. And then just like like the Alvin leader and Frigilla, and like
we've got there's really powerful relationships, I think, that are really interesting, but then you also have this incredibly complex political landscape that is also very interesting. And that's I think like what is really cool is they're balancing sort of this like magic and political atmosphere. Like there's so many like different facets going on, but like keeping you informed, keeping it easy to like absorb in an hour-long episode, but also have these rich, complex relationships that are really fun.
At the core of all of it, it does this, but it's all so human. Like when you take a second to think about it, and that's why this show also does a really good job of suspending disbelief. Like when you are watching the series, it's like you are in that universe with them as an observer.
Well, and I think a lot of, I mean, the series as a whole looks into like what makes us human in a lot of ways, and obviously like and then you have some mixed in some fun monster scenes, which is great. Though I think it's really cool, like the actress playing Cirilla, like it's really impressive to me, their growth as a performer. Like obviously
I counted 4 scenes where she was crying. To me, by the end of it, I was almost like, I almost feel like she should have maybe, like, it would have been, I think I would have felt more emotionally invested into the story had she had just picked maybe one of those 4 scenarios where she kind of went more all in on the emotions. Because to me, it's just like, man, she is just so broken.
I mean,
but her acting is brilliant.
But she's also like been bottling all this stuff up. But I also like looking at like season 1 and seeing like how young this person was when they were cast and the development that they've had. Like I just think like to me that's really cool to see this young performer grow. Like
I think she's 20. She's 20,
giving such incredible performances. You know.
Bottom line is, The Witcher is not as surface level as it may appear. Yeah, she's 20.
Is she 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, they made her look really young in the season 1.
Right.
But I thought, but even like she played that scene where she was that like god or character talking to Yen.
Right.
And like that was also different. I don't know. I just thought like the range was really cool.
She's got some major.
I was impressed. Yeah. I was very impressed.
But yeah, I would love to like actually take the time to like. I almost feel like if you were to watch the series through a second time and really like dive into characters and like the real down deep specifics of things, I think there's actually like an overwhelmingly amount of meaningful stuff that you could dive into with this show.
Yeah, super cool.
I'm gonna give this episode 9 is-turds. Out of 10. I really, really, really well done. Again, this I thought this did such a good job as an episode overall to kind of really bring the audience to the peaks coming, right? And this was a great uphill climb, and it was very focused yet.
Man, we had so much. I forgot rates, right?
Yeah,
I'm forgetting how to
we were not
pronounce it.
Followed up with that character at all, so that character.
But
was
that
introduced.
all was in this episode.
Yeah. This episode was.
It was complex. It was complex. I was gonna give it an 8.
Yeah, I
think it's really good.
I think
it's very strong.
I'm actually gonna say I think 8.5 because I think
I'll meet you there. I'll meet you with 8.5.
I think that I think initially the 9 did feel like a little bit because it's still building up to something, so I can't necessarily give it a 10. It's kind of like, to me, this episode kind of actually paralleled how I felt about the 7th Harry Potter movie, Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Oh,
it's all about the build
so
up.
much.
I enjoyed that movie way more than people give credit to. Right?
I think we're gonna say the same thing. If you liked it, let us know. Give us your rating in that comment section down below. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything else. If you're watching this on Patreon, thank you so much for your support. If you're not, hey, check out our Patreon. Consider subscribing. We would really appreciate it. And with that,
I think we'll see you guys next time on Chicago Reacts Movies and TV, dude.
Yes.
Oh my God.